Hi, my name is Pamela Strum with Princeton Healing House. I do a lot of work with energy healing with clients. In addition, I'm a licensed herbalist and acupuncturist, and I've been doing this work with people for decades at this point. And today I have a subject that I wish to share with you because it is helpful in a very healthy oral hygiene, and it's great at detoxifying the body. So how many of you have tried oil pulling or do it as a regular part of your health, your oral health and hygiene? It is from an Ayurvedic tradition. And if you're not familiar with it and it's something that you wish to be do or be more aware of, I want to share it with you because I have incorporated it into my routine and I really feel like it makes a difference. So oil pulling is from Ayurvedic, where oil, you take a spoon of oil in your mouth and swish it around. I'll get to the details. And it helps remove, it's antimicrobial. Sometimes it has anti-inflammatory processes. It also helps with removing toxins from your body. And what it's likened to, because people often ask, how does it do that? It's likened to the oil filter on your car, right? The oil helps remove all the contaminants that get into the oil, and it keeps your car running more efficiently. So we're looking for good health here, and this helps your health overall. So your gums and your teeth are incredibly important to the rest of your body's health. And you might not be thinking of it that way. Sometimes, when people get older, they start having problems, you realize that the health of your gums can have an impact on your heart. It can have an impact on your intestines. In Chinese medicine, your gums open to your small and large intestines, open to either your upper or lower gums. And you'll notice that obviously it's part of your digestive tract. And so it's not that far-fetched of a concept. So what do you do with oil pulling? How do you get into it? So I started it a few years ago, and if I asked my dental hygienist, and I wasn't doing it regularly at first, and I said to her, well, do you have a lot of clients who oil pull? And she said at the time she had only two. So I was one of them, and another woman, she said, but you both take great care of your mouths. Therefore, you both have really great healthy gums and teeth. So, which one is it? Is it it's the oil pulling habit, or is it, is it just in general, we've been taking care of ourselves? Well, I really think that it's something that's great to know about that you can incorporate. And here is why. What you do with oil pulling is, and don't make yourself nuts with the details. Okay, because sometimes I don't have the exact amount of time, or it's not the ideal time of day. I'm going to give you what's recommended, and then you do it as you're able to do it until it becomes a routine, but just see how it goes. Number one that I noticed, less tartar on the teeth. So that is tremendous right there for your health. Like, there's not as much that buildup on your teeth. It helps take care of that. But it goes beyond the teeth, as I said, to affecting your gums. So what kind of oil, how much? I started out using coconut oil, and coconut oil is an excellent choice. Keep in mind that at a cooler temperature, coconut oil hardens a little bit. So when you start to swish it in your mouth, it turns liquid. And I usually take a soup spoon, not a heaping spoon at that, but a level spoon. Once again, not making myself nuts with the amount. For a while, I bought from a company their oil for oil pulling, and it was very expensive. It doesn't have to be. You can use what you have in your own home. And they recommended 7 drops. And I found that to be not not enough at all. So I do recommend whatever you choose to make sure that it is organic. Please use organic oil and non-GMO oil. So that's my disclaimer. So I started out with coconut oil, and that's still an excellent choice because it has anti-inflammatory properties as well as antimicrobial. But I've switched to using sesame oil. And sesame oil would be more authentic to Ayurvedic medicine, but you could use olive oil, you could use sunflower oil. And, in addition to whatever really calls to you, that is a healthy organic oil. So why sesame oil? Sesame oil is slightly warm in property, and therefore it helps dilate the capillaries in your gums, which increases the likelihood that there is going to be an exchange of toxins out of your bloodstream. So it'll pass through the capillary beds right there, and it'll go much more likely if it dilates into the oil. So olive oil, sunflower oil, sesame oil, coconut oil. I happen to be using sesame oil now. And I take a spoon, about a soup spoon's worth, and I swish it in my mouth. For how long? 15 to 20 minutes. Once again, I don't make myself crazy. If it's early and I have to do something and I only have 10 minutes, I will do it for 10 minutes, simply to get the practice in. Ideally, you're on an empty stomach. So it is ideal to do it when you first wake up, before you've had anything to eat. But once again, if you happen to get to it a little bit later in the day, it's the fact that you have this practice and you're staying consistent with it that's important. Some fun things to do that I've really noticed that make a difference with oil pulling. I tend to keep the oil straight because of the impact of using the purity of the oil with dilating the capillaries. However, if I want to freshen up my mouth, maybe I put a drop of spearmint or peppermint oil in it. And another great thing to do, you can add a drop or so of other oils. Let's say you're feeling unwell. Let's say you feel like you're catching a cold. Well, I have a bunch of other oils I use that sometimes I put a drop or two in, and I want to share them with you because right here, right off the bat is, and you have to find what tastes good to you. I have sorrow and palmarosa. They're superstars in their categories of being antiviral or antimicrobial. And sorrow is more antimicrobial than even tea tree oil, and it's so gentle. Once again, not too much, because not all of them are the kind that would taste great in your mouth, but they are being diluted by the oil, the base that you're using. I also have cajeput, which is a very strong antimicrobial. And I've also grabbed Ravinsara, which has great antiviral properties. So if I notice something's going on with my health, I'll take care of it right at possibly an origin point. If I've been exposed to someone and inhaled anything, and I'll clear it out that way. And it really makes a difference. And can I tell you something else that I've noticed? So it's detoxifies the body. It can have, it's like an oil filter to your health. And doing the swishing can help strengthen your face muscles. So someone made a claim of it slimming their face. I haven't noticed that personally, but it's very interesting. I've got, this might be too much information. If you get food caught in your gums and you can't get it out with a floss, or maybe a water pick, the oil pulling's tremendous. So I've gotten a popcorn kernel caught and it's caused irritation. And when I use oil pulling, I'll use something that maybe has an essential oil, one drop with like an anti-inflammatory property, and it's tremendous. It'll get rid of whatever's trapped in the gums, and also help with any type of inflammation or pain. It really makes a difference. I have recommended oil pulling for so many people, especially people with dental and gum problems. So I told you the amount, I told you the length of time. I've told you ideal conditions when you first get up on an empty stomach. When you're done with the oil pulling, so you'll keep swishing, it might feel funny, believe me, you'll get used to it. When you spit it out in the garbage. The reason you don't spit it out in your sink is because oils can obviously clog the drain. So spit it out in the garbage and then go ahead and brush your teeth to get rid of all the extra bacteria, gunk that has been oil pulled from your gums and from your mouth and ultimately from your body. Remember the oil filter analogy. So I hope this helps you. I hope that it's something that you can and integrate in, and when you go to the dentist, hopefully they notice that there's a difference in your health. Once again, you know, as I said, that control of tartar in your mouth is huge when it comes to talking about your oral hygiene and your health. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my email list at Princeton Healing House. This way, if anything happens to the social platforms and they get shut down, you can always find me. You'll always receive emails from me. And please share this video if you feel like it can be of service to anyone else. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this content.